There's a kind of elegance that doesn't beg to be seen, but when you do notice it, you can't look away. She walks into a room without fanfare. Her presence is calm, grounded. She's not dressed in bright colors or loud prints. Her style is quiet, but it carries weight. A softly belted coat, perfectly tailored trousers, and a handbag with no visible logo, but flawless stitching. She doesn't need to say a word. Her outfit already told you everything you need to know. This is a woman who knows herself. That, to me, is the heart of old money elegance. Not wealth, not status, but self-assurance. And here's the beautiful thing. It doesn't come with age, but it becomes visible with age. After 50, we have the opportunity to truly refine our wardrobe to reflect who we are, not who we're told to be. We don't dress to impress. We dress to express experience, discernment, and clarity. Our wardrobe becomes not a costume, but a reflection of how far we've come. Still, even the most intentional wardrobe can sometimes veer into territory that subtly diminishes our look, whether it's a fit that no longer flatters, a detail that distracts, or a piece that simply tries too hard. These things aren't obvious to others, but we feel them. They create a dissonance between who we are and how we show up. So today I want to walk you through a few of the most common missteps I see, habits that old money women tend to avoid. They're not loud or dramatic, but quietly removing these from your wardrobe elevates everything else. Let's begin with one of the most overlooked. Chapter 1. Overly sculpted, try-hard silhouettes. We've all been conditioned to believe that certain silhouettes are flattering, that we should cinch the waist, puff the shoulders, and smooth everything in between. That if a garment shapes us tightly enough, it must be working. But let me offer a reframe. Elegance doesn't come from reshaping your body. It comes from respecting it. Old money style never looks like it's trying to sculpt. There's a reason you don't see women in that world walking around in skin-tight bandage dresses or overly darted blazers. It's not that they don't want to look feminine. It's that they understand true refinement isn't found in compression. It's found in flow. Take dresses, for instance. Instead of choosing styles that cinch every curve, choose those that skim. A well-cut wool crepe midi dress, like the Lania dress, offers soft structure with beautiful movement. It follows the shape of your body without clinging. You look refined, not restricted. Or think about coats. A softly tailored wrap coat, like the Wyatt coat from Reformation, offers architecture without aggression. It doesn't need exaggerated shoulders or heavy seaming to flatter you. It drapes, it frames, and it moves with you. When it comes to waist definition, the key is subtlety. A tonal tie belt in the same shade as your coat or blazer creates a hint of shape without dominating your look. The crinkle-belted blazer from Ann Taylor does this beautifully. It defines the waist but never overpowers it. And if you want something with real elegance and minimalism, look for blazers like the Rose Aubin blazer. The tailoring is immaculate, and the simplicity is the luxury. It doesn't shout, it doesn't hug, it just fits. These are the kinds of pieces old money women live in, because they understand that the most elegant silhouette isn't the one that demands attention. It's the one that allows you to move, to breathe, to exist comfortably in your own skin. You'll never see a woman with true style fidgeting with a dress that's too tight or shifting in a blazer that cuts into her shoulders. She doesn't force a look, she embodies it, because her clothing is designed not to perform, but to belong. Chapter 2. Busy hardware and over-designed details. Now let's talk about something that often goes unnoticed, but has a huge impact on whether an outfit feels elegant or overdone. Hardware. Zippers, buttons, chains, buckles, embellishments. These little elements can make or break a look, and too often, brands add them in excess, thinking they're creating something luxurious. A jacket with epaulets, gold zippers, shiny logo buttons, a belt buckle the size of your palm. It doesn't feel expensive. It feels loud, like it's trying to justify its price with metal. Old money women don't wear clothing that's overbuilt. Even if the garment is technically high-end, excessive hardware makes it feel heavy-handed. Instead, they choose restraint. That's what luxury really is, knowing when to stop. Take jackets. A clean-lined blazer with a concealed closure like the crepe knit jacket from Scanlan Theodore gives you sophistication without distraction. There's no need for ornate buttons or dramatic lapels, just beautiful fabric and impeccable tailoring. Blouses follow the same principle. A silk shirt shouldn't need gold hardware or embellishment to feel elevated. A design like Totem's silk shirt is the perfect example. It features a simple silhouette with hidden buttons and a quiet confidence. It's one of those pieces that only gets better the longer you own it. Nowhere is restraint more important than in accessories. Let's be honest, a handbag weighed down with metal logos and chains isn't elegant. It's trendy, and trends don't last. Instead, think of something like the Tondo Chain Crossbody by Savette. It's sculptural and clean. No visible branding, no unnecessary decoration, just the kind of craftsmanship you can feel the moment you pick it up. And shoes, a tasteful loafer with a refined bar detail, like those from Todd's, will always feel more timeless than a sneaker dripping in crystals or a boot with oversized hardware. Here's a personal rule I follow. If I'm wearing a statement piece, whether it's a bold earring or a coat with texture, I balance it by choosing minimalist shoes and a quiet bag. Everything doesn't need to compete. In fact, the more you let individual pieces breathe, the more luxurious your entire look feels. Because that's the thing about elegance. It's about space, about subtraction. It's not just what you wear, it's what you don't wear. If your closet contains items with jangling zippers, shiny studs, or oversized branding, consider letting them go. Not because they're wrong, but because they might be distracting from the woman you really are. Chapter 3. Trend-driven color palettes that don't flatter. Let's talk about color. Now, I'm certainly not here to tell you that women over 50 should only wear neutrals or stick to safe palettes. In fact, I believe color can be one of the most powerful tools in your wardrobe, when used well. But here's where many otherwise elegant women go astray. They let trends choose their colors instead of their own tone, presence, and lifestyle. Every season, the fashion world hands us a new palette. One year, it's chartreuse and neon peach. The next, it's icy lavender and highlighter green. And just like that, entire store racks shift to match the mood of the moment. But old money women don't shop like that. They don't follow Pantone, they follow harmony. The most elegant wardrobes aren't reactive. They're curated, and they're consistent. Instead of thinking, what's in this year? Women with timeless style ask, what colors reflect me at my best? Not just on paper, but in light, in motion, in emotion. These are usually softer, grounded shades that reflect the kind of quiet confidence we've grown into over time. A creamy ivory that lifts the face, a dove gray that brings out silver strands in the hair, a dusty blue that works in both daylight and candlelight. These shades don't compete with you, they support you. Personally, I find that when you build a wardrobe around these kinds of seasonless hues, everything just works. A warm oatmeal turtleneck pairs seamlessly with camel trousers. A mocha-toned dress feels equally right in spring or fall. There's no mental friction, no wondering if your top clashes with your shoes. You simply get dressed, and you look polished. I recently wore an ivory-ribbed knit blouse tucked into chocolate brown trousers, with a sage green scarf tied softly at the collarbone. The whole outfit had only 3 tones, but the effect was luxurious. Not because of logos or embellishments, but because the colors belong together. Brands like Low Classic and Studio Nicholson really understand this idea. Their collections aren't full of flash. They're full of harmony. Their tones feel intentional, layered, thoughtful. You can put any 2 pieces together and they'll work. Not just because the cuts are beautiful, but because the colors were designed to coexist. One piece I particularly love is the Trigon scarf from Studio Nicholson in that gentle stone melange. It pairs with everything, from navy and charcoal to warmer browns and creams, without ever looking flat. That's the difference between a trend color and a forever color. One dates you, the other grounds you. Another often overlooked trick? Shift your base tones with age. For example, many women instinctively reach for black as a wardrobe staple. And yes, black is classic, but it can also be harsh. As we age, it can draw the face down or exaggerate shadows. Instead, try swapping black for deep espresso, midnight navy, or a cool charcoal. These hues still offer sophistication and structure, but with a softer, more flattering effect. And don't be afraid to wear color. Just choose it with intention. Powder blue, dusty rose, forest green. These colors wear beautifully when they reflect who you are, not who the trend cycle wants you to be. Because at the end of the day, you're not a mannequin. You're not trying to be on trend. You're cultivating a palette that feels like you. And when every item in your wardrobe aligns with your natural tone, your whole presence feels elevated. Chapter 4. Sloppy knitwear that's lost its shape. Now let's move to one of the biggest elegance killers in any wardrobe, knitwear that's past its prime. And I say this with love, because we all have our favorites. That cozy, oversized sweater we throw on for comfort, that cardigan we've worn every winter for the last 12 years. They're soft, they're familiar, but they've also lost their shape. And when your clothes sag, so does your look. Old money women understand something that often goes unspoken. Quality pieces require maintenance. They're not just about what you buy, they're about what you keep. So let's talk about what makes a knit look elegant. It's not just the label, it's the structure, it's the fiber. It's how the sweater holds itself, not how it clings, but how it sits on the body. One of the best examples of this is a funnel neck cashmere sweater. Not the oversized, slouchy kind, but one with a soft stand-up collar that frames the neck and gently follows your silhouette. It's luxurious, but also architectural. A piece like the Ivy Cashmere Sweater by Arch 4 is a perfect representation. It has weight, grace, and quiet presence. Similarly, a ribbed knit, done well, can be incredibly flattering. It adds texture, movement, and shape without needing extra volume. I love pieces like the ribbed cashmere jumper from Johnston's of Elgin. It doesn't scream for attention, but it never looks tired. Contrast that with what we want to let go of. Knits that sag at the hem, that have pilled beyond saving, or that look deflated even after steaming. These pieces don't do us any favors. They drag down the elegance we've worked to build elsewhere. Another silent offender? Tunic-length sweaters that drown your shape. Many women reach for them thinking they're forgiving, but oversized can quickly become overwhelming. Instead of hiding in volume, choose shape. A wool blend cardigan from Totem, cropped just above the hip, layered over a dress. It creates proportion and polish, not bulk. And it's not just about what you wear, it's how you care for it. Fold your knits, don't hang them. Use a D-pillar regularly, air them out. And if a hem is stretching or a cuff is thinning, ask yourself, does this piece still reflect the standard I hold for myself? Because that's the difference. A woman who dresses with intention edits her wardrobe like she edits her life, with clarity. So when you're tempted to keep that soft pink pullover that's lost its color, ask yourself, would I wear this to lunch with someone I admire? If the answer is no, it may be time to let it go. Remember, an old money wardrobe isn't built on sentimentality, it's built on standards. And every knit you keep should still serve you, flatter you, and uphold your elegance. Because when even your most casual pieces reflect care, everything else rises to meet them. Chapter 5. Overly coordinated accessories. Here's a subtle but surprisingly common misstep: overmatching. You've seen it: the bag, belt, and shoes, all the exact same shade of burgundy, paired with lipstick in the same hue. Or a monochrome look where every element is perfectly aligned, down to the buttons on the gloves. It's neat, it's controlled, but it's missing something essential: effortless contrast. Old money style doesn't look pre-styled. It looks collected, unforced, like each piece was chosen with care, not pulled from a boxed set. The best-dressed women over 50 understand that perfection in color coordination can actually flatten an outfit. Instead, they embrace dimension, the soft tension between a deep espresso leather bag and a lighter taupe coat, a navy silk scarf gently resting atop an ivory blouse, a pair of rich suede loafers worn confidently with a cool-tone gray pant. This kind of visual dialogue creates interest. It creates polish, not by matching, but by harmonizing. For instance, the brown Periand mini tote by Métier London looks exquisite when paired with lighter outerwear tones. It doesn't try to blend, it grounds the outfit. Similarly, a pair of black suede loafers like the Oscar loafers adds subtle depth and textural contrast, especially when worn with a cream trouser or a heathered knit. And if you want to elevate even further, mix textures. Pair patent with wool, suede with silk, cashmere with pebbled leather. It's this layering of material, not just color, that gives a wardrobe visual richness. Quiet luxury doesn't scream, but it always has something to say. The key takeaway here is this: don't aim to match, aim to compose. Let your accessories play like instruments in a symphony, each with its own tone, purpose, and charm. Chapter 6. Pieces that haven't aged well, but we keep anyway. This one is intimate because we all have pieces that hold memories. That blazer you wore on your first big client meeting, the flats that carried you across cities, the cashmere sweater that felt like home. But elegance requires discernment. And sometimes that means letting go. Clothing that is faded, lost shape, or stretched beyond repair doesn't reflect your current standard, even if it once did. And here's what most people won't tell you. People notice. They may not know why, but when something looks tired, it reads in the overall effect. So instead of keeping these pieces out of sentiment, consider upgrading with intention. Swap out that pilled cardigan for something like the ivy cashmere sweater from Arch 4. It's not just soft. It holds its shape. It honors your frame. If your favorite bag has softened at the corners and no longer keeps its structure, explore pieces like the Tokyo shoulder bag by Demelier. It's tailored, refined, and exudes that quiet confidence old money style is known for. Even shoes have a shelf life. If your go-to flats have lost their polish, the black Pesca fisherman sandals offer a chic, slightly modern edge without veering into trend territory. They feel relevant, but still timeless. And here's the real shift. When everything in your wardrobe reflects where you are now, not just where you've been, you'll find dressing becomes less about what should I wear, and more about what do I feel like expressing today. Letting go is not loss, it's refinement. Chapter 7. Clothes that apologize for you. Some clothing doesn't just cover us, it hides us. And that's where elegance quietly disappears. You know the pieces. The overly long, shapeless cardigans. The tunics that float inches from the body, worn just to be safe. The pants bought a size too big so they don't cling. These garments aren't about comfort. They're about invisibility. But here's the thing. You were not made to disappear. Old money elegance never tries to minimize you. It doesn't suggest that your body needs managing. It affirms that you deserve to be seen. That's why you'll never find truly elegant women dressing to hide. They choose pieces that support their shape, not ones that drown it. A softly belted wool coat like the Maté coat by Rue Sophie defines the waist without shouting. Trousers like the Brancusi pant from Tibi offer flow and structure, comfort and presence. Dresses that skim rather than cling, like the rose Cole satin maxi dress, give you freedom of movement with architectural grace. And when layering, trade droopy knits for a structured piece like the Brentwood blazer. Polished, practical, and powerful. This kind of dressing doesn't feel like effort. It feels like respect. For your body, for your experience, for the woman you've become. Because elegance, real, quiet elegance, isn't about disappearing behind fabric. It's about revealing your strength, softly. Of course, many of the pieces I've mentioned today are investment items, but that's exactly the point. Because real elegance isn't about owning more, it's about choosing better. When something fits beautifully, lasts for years, and makes you feel instantly pulled together, it more than pays for itself. You'll find links to every piece featured in this video in the description below. Each one was chosen for its timeless style, quality construction, and how beautifully it supports an elegant wardrobe over 50. If you'd like even more refined fashion tips, I invite you to visit my website. I share seasonal guides, curated outfit formulas, and quiet luxury styling ideas made just for you. And if you love handbags as much as I do, be sure to check out my handbag channel, where we focus entirely on elegant, elevated bags that work for real women. Because after 50, style isn't about trying harder. It's about knowing who you are and dressing like it.